I quit my job without anything. I didn't have any product, any idea in mind what I was going to build. It's actually pretty dumb.
My guest today is Dmytro, the solo founder behind ScreenshotOne.
But eventually I realized that there was deeper drive in me. It took me probably 2.5 years to get to 10k MRR. It was like brutal 2 years of almost no revenue from the product. If you reach 10k MRR, you're probably an entrepreneur.
One of the hardest jobs for sure is being an entrepreneur.
If I get back to these jobs, it would be a vacation for me compared to business, you know? Sometimes it feels lonely. I like this idea that I can fail alone and do not take anybody with me. When people say that AI will replace engineers.
Welcome everybody to the new episode of the Founder's Gambit. My guest today is Dmytro, solo founder behind ScreenshotOne, a screenshot API used by over 800 paying customers. He quit his engineering job in 2021 and started building in public. He's bootstrapped and doing everything alone. Dmytro, welcome to the podcast, man.
Hi, Gabriel. Thanks for having me. Let's talk.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on, man. Can you maybe start us off a bit? Who you are and what does ScreenshotOne actually do?
Yes, currently I am a founder of ScreenshotOne. I work on it full-time, and ScreenshotOne is pretty simple. It's a screenshot API for developers. If you have a product where you need screenshots, SaaS product, AI agents, whatever, you will probably find my solution on Google, on any other channel if you ask people. So you can just integrate it into a product, and in one simple API call, you will get a screenshot of any website. All cookie banners, ads, everything will be blocked, and corner case solved, and so on. So that's what I do now for most of my time. Once I quit my job, like 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, yes. Once I quit my job 4 years ago, and I started to work on all that, and I thought I had some reasons for that. I don't know, like freedom, money, and so on. But eventually I realized that there was deeper drive in me, something that, I sat and retrospectively, I was journaling, I was thinking about that, like what drives me, especially when I reached one of my first milestones, like 10k MRR. It was a cool milestone, but it was pretty sad in a sense that now you don't have any goals. It was one of my goals, and it made me realize that I just had some deeper drive for this entrepreneurship thing. And yes, I believe it was kinda, back rooted in my childhood, in a sense that this entrepreneurial experience when I was a kid, collecting metals, exchanging them for money, and then capitalizing even more on that. Yes, it was like very cool moment. I was very happy. It was like a nice experience, and in a sense, when that happens, you kind of want to, like many people have cool experiences in their childhood, and like they want to return to them, they want to re-experience them again. Yes,
Yeah.
Some people like to build stuff, and I also like to build stuff, so it's kind of combined, and I think, yes, it was, I didn't notice it probably at that time and when I was growing up, but that, that experience probably like made me, made an entrepreneurship attractive to me, in a sense that I had really good feelings about like all that, like doing stuff, serving people, selling stuff, and eventually I went to job. I was a software engineer. I worked in companies. I always tried to build my products, but it never worked. It was very hard, like working on the side, building side projects when you have a job. Like I was 100% dedicated to my employers, and I was very exhausted. And if anything, I probably never launched anything on the side. So, but I had this urge even in the job. I saw it, like if something doesn't work, like I was working in different companies, and when I saw something doesn't work, and if I want to improve processes, I want to make the product better for the customers, to write good code for developers and so on. It somehow naturally moved me into position when I needed to, I don't want to say like to battle, but since I was a software developer, but I wanted to have much more autonomy, and change stuff and so on. It made, sometimes it made conflicts, but sometimes it allowed me to grow fast, like in some cases, like I was appreciated and people moved me to the tech lead positions and managing teams and so on. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, because
Yep.
from the one side you're very annoying, you want to change everything and so on, and from the another side, if what you want to do is aligned, with the company, and you really help, you're getting promoted very fast, actually. But back in the times, I never thought about this, like I never it just was like
Yeah, it's
natural.
just you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was, I was just doing stuff. I wanted to improve companies. Like I didn't think, oh, okay, I will try to do that because I will be promoted. I never wanted to be promoted. So it was like kind of, like natural fit. So yes, in a sense, I would say that this experience from the childhood and experience about, and later working in companies, and then once I reached my goals, I realized, okay, yes, it was combination on these experiences that really,
That led you here.
yes.
Yeah, this is such a nice story. And did you just called out quit that job, or did your product was already making 10K and then you quit, or did you have some savings? How did you pivot that part? Because a lot of people are, maybe you 5 years ago, working in that company, they maybe like their job, but they feel like they can do something more. They feel like they should build something on their own. How did you make that leap?
Yes, it was, I quit my job without anything. I didn't have any product, any idea in mind what I was going to build. It's actually pretty dumb. I would never recommend to do it to anybody, and I had run away, of course, and but still it was pretty hard. Like I just felt that, I just felt that I need to do it, like a jump, like I need to quit to start something, because as I said earlier, it was a pretty hard experience to building something on the side, yes, to create something. So for me, the only option was I either dedicate myself 100% to an employee, or I dedicate myself to my project. So I decided to quit. Once I quit, it took me probably 2.5 years to get to 10K MRR, yes. But in the beginning, it was like brutal 2 years of like almost no revenue from the product. So then later, what I did, maybe 1 year in, I don't remember exactly the dates. Yes, it was 3 years ago. So what I did, I started freelancing,
Okay.
a little bit of contracting, and it helped me to sustain for a bit longer. Because no matter how much runaway do you have, be it, I don't know, 100K dollars or something less or more, doesn't matter. No matter how much money do you have, seeing how your money is burning just without any
Yes,
revenue,
that's tough.
yes, it's pretty experience. It leads you to very strange decisions, and like it's hard. It's still hard. Even when you later have a business that brings money, and because also 10K MRR, it's not a profit. It was profit. Profit of that was probably, I don't know, 6K. Maybe then minus taxes, it will be 5K, something like that. Yes. So it's not enough to cover all expenses. But what happens even if you have a business and you have some kind of, runaway cash and it's growing, it's still there's a lot of, you have competitors, you have different trends, you have marketing channels, some of them can go down and you will lose everything. It's still,
Volatile, yeah, it can always
yes,
die out. Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah. That's the fun part, right? The challenge. You always have to be alert, like there is no time to rest. And you mentioned there were like 2 years that was really tough, right? What still made you stick to it? Because some people would not make money for a couple of months and just say, this product is bad. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just go back to working. But instead, you actually supported yourself with freelancing, but never stopped working on your product. What made you keep going even though you made no money or even losing money, a lot of money, right? It's not that you're not making money, you're losing money.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a cool question. What made me stay? I think currently I define it, maybe in the moment it was different, because memories have
Yeah.
tendency to be overridden after some time, so what I tell now might be very different from how I experienced it in the moment when I was living through it. But now I feel that what made me probably to stay was kind of curiosity, in a way that curiosity, and I was tired of trying, and things didn't work. So I remember I had kind of combination of feelings like I I'm curious if I can make it, and I also don't want to give up because like if I quit now and I didn't make it, I will still have this internal urge to try it again. It won't be a closed question for me, and I felt I can do it maybe somehow deep inside. So it was kind of experience where I thought, okay, I can quit now and close everything, and then I will in a few years again, maybe I will think I should try it. I didn't succeed. I didn't try it as much as I could, yes. Or I can keep going and see like until I lose everything
Yeah.
and I fail completely. I wanted to have this feeling at the end that if I fail, for example, I really tried everything, like, so there won't be any kind of explanations for
Regret.
me why I failed, so it's kind of curiosity, and also desire to finally to somehow to get to some results, because like failing is not nice, and and burning money is not nice, and having this state of of uncertainty is not nice. So I wanted to get out of it and to see if I can make it. And probably this idea, like having a feeling that I probably can do it, and if I don't do it now, I will still get back to this question again, but later. Probably these two things helped me to reason about that, something like that. But I had internal agreement with myself also, if let's say in 3 years I don't remember. I don't remember what was the deadline, yes, but I had kind of, if I don't get to X customers in 3 months or X customers in 1 year and so on, kind of milestones I wanted to achieve.
Mhm.
I thought I would move, okay, I would move back to the work and do it. And quit and go back to the job, so yes.
That makes sense, especially like I like the milestone part as well because I think those are like mini games we make for ourselves, right? And goals. And it's easier to say, okay, I need to hit my first customer in the next, or I quit, or whatever. Like it's easier than say, hey, I want to be making tens of thousands of dollars a month immediately, right? Go step by step. Don't just go, hey, this guy is making this. I want to do that as well. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I agree with this one. It's actually it's a bit philosophical. I wonder what you think about that. Like from the one, it didn't work for me to think, I want to build a unicorn, $1 million company. It may be pretty, like, it feels like a challenge, kind of an impossible challenge. It felt for me. But maybe I'm a dumb person. I sometimes think maybe I am a dumb person and I didn't struggle enough to make even more money and so on. Maybe you should start from the goal like 100K, like some people do it, like, I want to build a $1 million, trillion, gazillion dollar company, then they go and build it and sometimes it works. But for me, it didn't. And for me, goals, like you say, like achievable goals, like I want only one paying customer. And then I had a goal, I want 10 paying customer, then I wanted to get to 100 paying customers, and now my current goal is pretty simple. I want 1,000 paying customers, and each milestone required me to change something okay, I again speak retrospectively about that, yes, like, because I moved through these goals and now I see it, but back in the moment, it was something like, just one paying customer. And then I achieved it. Oh, okay, I did one. Maybe I can do 10. I just need to repeat all that 10 times, So yes, I agree with you. But I wonder how you think about that. Like, should you set 10x goals or 2x goals or like?
I think both are fine. Like how I think about it, it's nothing wrong with you wanting to make next unicorn, $1 billion company, right? Like
Yes.
don't let us say, hey, that's not right, discourage you, right? Maybe you have it in you, you have a goal, go for it. But don't also like, I want to make $1 billion or $100 million or $1 million, whatever it is for you, like a big thing. You can set that as a goal, but don't be discouraged. Like that's a 10-year plan. Like don't look at it, hey, I need it next week, right? But also
Yeah.
don't have that be your only goal. Even if you want to make 1 million, 10 million, 100, whatever it is, have that as a goal, but also have smaller goals that will keep you working on it. Like set yourself, like I said, let's first get the first customer, then let's get to 10, then let's reduce the
Oh,
churn and
yeah,
get
sure.
5 a month
Yes.
or whatever it is. Like I don't think it's bad to have a big goal, but don't just have that one big goal. Like have a smaller ones that will keep you moving towards that big goal. If that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. It's actually a pretty good idea. Like you just combine basically two approaches, Yes, I agree, I agree. It might, yes, yes. I just didn't have, I just didn't really had this goal of like 1 million, but I had
Mhm.
milestones like one customer, 10, I had one goal, 10K MRR. It was real goal. Yes, I really
Mhm.
wanted that. For me, it was kind of, milestone. When if you reach 10K MRR, you're probably an entrepreneur. So this identity mattered for me, and this number mattered for me not to get freedom. Again, I just realized that, like also now when we are talking, it's actually a new insight. Like this identity of being an entrepreneur mattered for me more than making money, and
Okay.
so it's like reaching to 10K, like I knew I would think of myself as an entrepreneur, and regardless of what others think about me. Yes, they can say it's a small amount of money. It doesn't matter. Yes, but for me it was okay. So I can do it. Yes, and after that, actually, it got much better, and I got much more relaxed because okay, now I don't need to prove anything to others, to myself, So yes, this idea of having small, like, well, not small, one paying customers, it's not an easy goal, but having kind of milestones you can achieve, I like it. Also, in addition to have a really big goal, interesting.
Yeah, I like what you said there. It doesn't have to be money, right? It doesn't have to be like you said, like 10K, 10K wasn't for you, hey, now I have this money. It was more so for you to validate yourself. I'm making money. This is an actual amount where I see people that are entrepreneurs. Now I'm actually my business is working and I can call it a business, right? It's a real business. So yeah, it doesn't have to be money. it can be an emotion tied into it or whatever it is.
Yes. But I think yes. I think money is very good option to chase, certain milestones. Like anything that you want is okay as a goal, yes. And it depends on the person. I think I agree with you. Like whatever you want, yes. If for you, if you have fun making 1 million, why not? If you want to achieve it, yes. If you want to build a unicorn, it's cool. It's really cool. Go for it. Yes, I agree. It just works. Different people have different experiences, reasons to. Like I also notice, some people, for example, I notice you can see it on X also sometimes. Like you can pretty feel that some people are in entrepreneurship because they want to prove something to the world, for example. They want to get more love, more attention. They want to build something cool, but they don't have money for that, and they need to, and they want to do it working for themselves, not for some company. So entrepreneurship is a tool for them, So yes, I agree. It's like many different goals, reasons with you on it.
Agreed, yeah. And I want to talk about a bit about being a solo founder. So you went from a corporate, like you were a developer, and a part of the company. So when something went wrong, you can always reach out to a colleague, ask for advice. Maybe someone else handles it, whatever it is, right? But here, as a solo founder, and you have a lot of customers, like more than 800, I can imagine there is a lot of problems at this scale. And how do you handle like product, support, marketing, infrastructure, coding? Like it's all you. It's all you. How did that transition happen, and how are you handling that?
I have 1,000 AI agents running for me. It would be a perfect answer, probably. But no, I know I don't have any agents, and I think for me specifically, it might be a good reason because it forces me, it was kind of my philosophy, back in the beginning. So I would say I don't want to complain. Yes, there's like everybody goes through their journey, and every journey is hard, But let's say yes, it's not easy. It's not easy. A lot of support tickets. Also, you need to do marketing. Also, I'm pretty active on social media, but it's more of an addiction. And also, you need to build features, improve documentation. A lot of work indeed. But what I do, like one of my top priorities is always to make sure that my customers are happy and that all issues are resolved and support tickets are closed. And most of the support tickets, like almost every support ticket, I try to do something. If I see that they didn't find an answer to the question in our docs, I just update the docs. If I see something didn't work or they were confused by the UI, I try to fix the UI. And I was doing that like for years, and now I am in position where I have like maybe 2 support tickets per day, maybe one, maybe even sometimes 1 support ticket per 3 days, So that helps a lot. And in the marketing sense, I'm pretty lucky, I think. And since I actually love what I do, and for me it feels natural to talk about my product, to talk about internals of it, to write posts about it. I don't need AI for that. I love to do it. Like there is nothing. Yesterday I published a post about migrating to some library, in my product, and it helps also to promote my product in a way because it's a technical product for developers, and I'm writing for developers. So it's such a natural fit for me to do it, and so that helps. Then improving for support tickets, this one, and sometimes it feels lonely. Sometimes you want to talk to somebody who can share your your journey
Pain.
and understand you. I don't want to say that people who work as employees cannot understand you. They can understand you, but still, if I look back when I was an employee, I think I didn't understand what was running a business, like what is it, and so what helps actually talking to founders, to different founders, and it's partially why I love X, because I see a lot of founders there, and we message each other, we're talking. I try to follow people who shares really, like their journey, learnings from their journey. I'm not against content creators, influencers, it's like everybody can do whatever they want, yes. But I just prefer people who share their journey because it's relatable to me and I like to talk about this, So it helps a lot. And also meeting people, I am trying, this year I try to, to go out as much as possible. And yes, it's an interesting journey. I see a lot of upsides being a solo founder and some downsides, It's kind like having co-founders for me is a huge commitment, It's kind of like a marriage. And
Mhm.
maybe it's the wrong way to think about that, But I feel that if I go as a co-founder with somebody, it's not that they can be a problem for me. It's probably I will have this huge commitment to always deliver, to support them, to make sure we succeed, and so on. But when I'm solo, I like this idea that I can fail alone and do not take anybody with me. For
Mhm.
example, yes. Just 1 second. You also work solo?
No, I have a team. Yeah,
Oh,
I can. So it's me and my fiance. We are co-founders, right?
wow, wow!
Yeah, yeah. So I kind of, like you said, like it's like a marriage. For me, it's
It's really
literally
a
a marriage.
marriage for you, almost.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So we
Cool.
combined the two. So yeah, and it's really like I had Dennis Jurchak last week here, and he asked me this because he's also solo founder. He built this tool Yada Phone, like an eSIM solution, whatever. And he's like, he asked me this question: how is it working out, right? Because he is thinking about bringing his wife to, because she's a marketer and he's more of a
Oh,
dev,
okay.
right? Yeah, so
Yes.
he was like thinking, but he's afraid. How does it work and that? And yeah, we had a fun conversation about that. But it's amazing. For me, it's really amazing. And apart from me and my wife, like what we do is we help non-technical founders build software, right? For you,
Yes.
it was probably easier than someone who doesn't know how to code and could
Yes. Yes.
actually do it on your own. So if you are non-technical, we have some technical founders as well, but it's predominantly non-technical people who come to us. We have amazing network of developers, and we give you a developer and a technical lead. It's either me or, because I have that background, or a couple of my leads in a team who then manage the project, make sure everything is correct, make sure communication is good and well enough. So we
Yes.
have quite a few people here. So that's why I always like to hear how is it solo, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes. 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 It
if that
also
makes
helps to understand, like, to build a model, probably. And does AI help you, or it makes you more problems, like business wise, like growth, and also like in coding wise?
we
How do you?
had to we had to pivot a lot, right? Because, for example,
Mm,
before we could give you like 3 4 developers, but right now that doesn't make sense because 3 or 4 developers just get slower than one good developer. Like if you have, I don't know how you see it, but for us we use AI a lot on dev
yes.
side,
Yes.
but we make sure we all our devs are senior, so we don't have any juniors using AI because I think that's a nuke just waiting to happen, right? You need to be careful. But we have a lot of seniors who use a lot of AI. And for example, what I see is one developer now is worth 5 devs like 2 years ago or something like that. So a full
Yes. Yes.
team can now be replaced with one good dev and
Oh,
using
okay.
AI properly.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we make sure we review all the code. We make sure it doesn't make any architectural mistakes, which it does a lot, like you probably
Yes.
know. You need to be
Yes.
really careful who you give AI to, which
Yes.
developers. But if you can trust them and if they know what they are doing, they can be so much more productive and do like we ship insane. Like our clients are very happy because a lot of features get out. They are always good. We can always we don't have sloppy code, right? It's all architecturally right. It's reviewed by our developers. They don't write. Like I don't know if you write a lot of code, assuming not. Yeah.
I have a kind of side project where I just typing manually, but it's because I want to learn something, some concepts. And yes. So it's currently for my main product, it's a lot, almost like you said, like one-to-one, like code review, testing a lot of stuff. Like it's
making sure it's good. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's how we operate, and mostly like in a lot of places, it's we either give one or two developers because that's more than enough. Especially we do some MVPs and stuff like that. There is no reason to give someone a full team and scam them out of money, right? So yeah,
Yes.
that's how we operate. Yeah.
I see. So it actually helps, let's say.
It does. Yeah, I'll be lying if I said I'm not afraid that in a year or two my business model will be dead. It's moving so fast, and I really think there will always be a place for good engineers, always. But I would be lying if I say I know that in a year or two we'll still be doing this. I'm not sure, right? It's moving so fast. And if we didn't adapt, like there was a period where, like I'm an engineer, right? And I see all this, you may be a bit reluctant to it, right? But you can't be. Like if you're not embracing it, you'll just die out. Like there was a period where we were slowing down and we needed to change something and adapt, and we did it, and it's amazing right now again. But what's the next step? I don't know. Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I like your answer. Yes. I agree with you. Like the same uncertainties you have in your mind, I have the same. Like it's not different, and the same way. Like you might be afraid of some solution coming, and like nobody needs to hire developers now. Yes, something like that. I also have my fears of, people also vibe coding or rebuilding fully my product on the side, And I actually kind of sometimes think, and even maybe before a few months, I periodically try to rebuild my product, like to see if it's possible or not, yet. And but then I realized a few things that helped me. Maybe it can help you too. I don't know. Like if you're curious.
I am. Just of course.
I actually started to ask pretty questions that I was afraid to ask to my customers. Like why actually do you use my product instead of building one? Especially some teams with amazing developers, like many developers in the team, and they could just rebuild it. I don't know, maybe it would take a week, 2 weeks, maybe, like to cover all the features they needed. And I was curious about that. And currently I ask every customer I talk with, yes. So what happens actually that businesses, at least in my niche, it might be kind of similar in your case too, but businesses want to focus on their core competency, on their business, on marketing, and also developers focusing their power and productivity on being, competitive to their market. So for example, if they're building some SaaS, some marketing SaaS with some features relevant to their niche, if they take this time from that and spend on building internal tools, rebuilding, support chats, a lot of, like this vibe coding, all this stuff for themselves, they actually they're losing time from their main product, main competency, and delivering currently maybe a subpar solution, maybe it's good quality, but you still need to support it to, to run it and so on. And what happens actually that they, in the current situation with a lot of competition and so on, they actually might losing because of that, It doesn't work like that probably for every customer, because some customers still Some customers of mine were building a solution like internally for themselves and migrating because they saw it's cheaper for their volume, yes. And I always encourage that, like if you don't see my product as a fit, like no problem. But with AI, I was afraid it will be much more brutal, but it didn't. It didn't, like, nothing has changed. And if anything, I currently see more growth than less, yes. But I'm not sure I can attribute it to AI 100% or it's related to something else, maybe my marketing or something. Like it's pretty hard to say,
That makes sense. And I like what you said, like companies want to focus on what's important for them and not
Yes,
lose.
yes.
Like, for example,
Yeah.
my audience is non-technical founders. Like, they can, how will they hire a developer themselves? Like, it's really hard to hire a good developer, right? It's really hard, especially if you're not technical. Like, finding someone good you can maybe assess them from personality and stuff like that, but how to actually test the technical part as well. They can do it, but they will need to immerse too much. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's right, just hire someone else to do that for you. So yeah, that's a good take. I like that. You're an engineer running very profitable SaaS solo, right? And most engineers I know, and I'm guilty of this myself, hate marketing. Like, I'm just not built for it. And this is why I've started this podcast as well, just to get out of my comfort zone, because the easiest thing you can do is, at least for me, it's easy. Open up my laptop and start coding on something, building something, but that's not what will move my business. This stuff will, right? So I stepped out of that and started this and doing some stuff, trying some Twitter things, but still, it's not natural for me. So how do you do it? Like, how did you figure that out? Is it part of you? Are you still struggling and trying to motivate yourself to do that?
I think it depends on how you perceive marketing. I think that people usually tell you need to make some tricks, some techniques, some way to trick people into buying your product and so on. But for me, marketing is part of the product, and I didn't think like that in the beginning, probably. I also felt like it was a tough, mundane, boring job to promote my product. But currently, I see something like, if you really like what you do, if you really like your product, and if you believe it helps people, it's probably it's very bad to not to promote it, because you just need to find people who will really benefit from it, who will be happy, who will be happy to pay also you for that, and then for you it will feel natural and almost like we are just talking right now, and you telling me your story about your agency and so on, and I like it because it's kind of marketing, in a sense. Like somebody can see it and see, oh, he's reasoning so well, and he knows what he does, and probably I can hire his agency to build my product and so on, even if I am a technical founder, So, and this is what I think is marketing is, like getting
Yeah.
in front of people who potentially can benefit from your products or services, and like delivering. Yes, you need to find the way to deliver a message about your product, like to show what you do so they understand, like, and you need to build some trust, with people, some credibility and so on. But actually, when you really believe and like what you do, like I have this tiny product, Screenshot API, but I really like how it works, and now I use it myself for my side projects, and I feel that it helps people. I see people being happy using it, and for me it feels I should tell more people about it, and
I
just
love this. This is amazing. You just shattered my mind because I'm thinking about myself and I'm like, why I started doing this before we worked with non-tech, like before I just had an agency. Like this is more of like full more service. But before we were just like, we build you a website or we build you a tool and we kind of disappear, right? And a lot of founders were coming to me, like I would say 70% 90% of people that came to me already said, hey, we had this guy build us this. It's horrible, right? They vibe coded, whatever it was. Or they said, we hired this agency. They spent 6 months. They have nothing. So my urge was, I need to help these people because they don't know how to validate if someone is good or not. And they don't have the time they are working on marketing. They are working on whatever, but they don't have time to check the code, to check if it's good, to check this. And then I'm like, I want to help these people. They are spending so much money. That's tens of thousands of dollars a month they are wasting on a product, and they receive a code, and you can literally take it, put it in a bowl, and throw it in the trash because it's horrible, right? And you're right. You should tell more people about your service because you're helping someone. Yeah, you're helping someone.
If you the moment also you feel it, you delivered the project, you help them, they paid you, they're happy, you're happy, and you feel that you can do it, and you should tell more people about this. But it's part of the product, I see it all at the whole
As one.
product, this message. And because when you do marketing, you sometimes realize that you need to change your product to fit the message you want to, to share. I don't know. For example, if I want to share something let's say your product should not have issues or bugs, for example, I need to make sure that when somebody signs up to my product, it works and there are no bugs. It's a primitive example, but an idea, yes. If you tell something sometimes you see that you want to share some message, you want to position your product some way, but then you realize, oh, I see my product has these bottlenecks, I need to fix them before I do this marketing. And if this, so this marketing influences your product, and your product also, when you see it works and how it helps, also influences your marketing. So it's kind of I would see it as a part of a job, but not as you need, this is boring, mundane job and it sucks your soul. It was that way. Probably in the beginning it was hard, but then you need to find probably channels, formats, something that works for you the best, If it's a podcast for you, for example, and or for me it's writing. I love writing, and I write every day, post on social media. It became for me a natural, I don't need people do the strikes, I need to post every day and so on. I don't need that. I try not to post. I can post 10 posts per day, It's for me, I don't want to spam people. Yes. I don't want to spam people. So for me, it's kind of combination of, okay, I love writing, I love my product, I love helping people, and of course I love getting paid for it. So there is no, it's there is no problem with that. And okay, so marketing is a thing that combines all that. Also, it shifts a little bit into psychology, into economics, more fundamental stuff. And I really enjoy this one, reading books about that and how all that works. And so it helps, it's, I love business. I love business because it helps you to see the world, in a way that it kind of adds one more dimension to the perception of the world,
Agreed.
That I didn't have before. Yes.
And I like how you say that you like business, because I think that summarizes why you're not struggling maybe with the marketing, because it actually is a huge, you can be the best developer, you can have the best product that solves the best problem and people really need it. But if no one knows that you built it, it's useless. It's literally useless.
Yes. It's yes. No way. And there is also, what I think was the best in the beginning and what I think now is the best, it's pretty different product. And now I see wow, I'm only 5% from what I want to build and what I want to do. And marketing now is a feature of this product, I need to make sure that I build the product the way that people want to talk about it, that people like it, that it works the way that, it also reduces actually, the better product you have, it's at the beginning you anyway need to do marketing. Nobody will know, as you said, 100%, yes. But later, at later stages, when people started to use it, you have customers, you have some kind of, you know, coverage, yes, in different channels. If your product is really good, you will need to do less marketing. You know, like if you can make something that people will sign up and it works nice and it makes them feel happy and like I am still not there. I'm still not there. And that one of the things I want to do is like if somebody sign ups and the product works well and everything is done perfectly, they just so impressed they want to go, I don't know, to social media, to their blog post and to share about it, you know. But it's so hard to do it. It's like because of course there are so many tasks to do, but this one, like polishing it like to the moment that it works perfectly and people want to tell about it and I don't need to do marketing, it's pretty hard actually, you know. So
it's like Spotify's end of year list, right? Like people market their own product with that little feature that just tells you, hey, you listen this guy the most, and then they share it, and that's the best marketing you can have when your users do it for you, right? Would you agree with that?
yes. It's a bit different idea, a bit different from what I told, in the sense that this specific feature has been built to make sure that the product is shareable and people want to share it. And what I told is a bit different, but still, there is one lesson in this, especially for developers. Like, if you don't want to do podcasts, okay, if you don't like writing, if you only like building, let's say, yes, okay, try to think about some cool projects, mini projects, some cool features, something done specifically only for marketing. I guarantee you can, like, if you tell me any boring product right now, I can probably get you maybe 3 ideas to generate something. Maybe you can use AI, ChatGPT for that, I don't know, Claude, to ask for some ideas, but to generate to build some feature, you know, to generate some side project, something that people will talk about it. Mark Lu is a good example of that. He's sharing, you know, he's building this, I saw like trading terminal for the analytics. And it's so fun. People want to share it. People want to talk about it. And it's like, it's lateral marketing to his main product. It's also fun to build for him. I don't know if he is doing actually any SEO. I don't know if he is writing a lot, you know, like long form posts, but he found some format, some kind of marketing that works for him. Building features every day, sharing about them, recording videos, and and also I see what he does well. He always answers to any issues, to any support tickets, like tries to deliver fast and so on. It also matters a lot. And so yes, you can always go, not always, but if you don't like, there is a way for developers to do marketing. And currently with AI tools, when you can build these side projects, I built a Chrome extension to get a backlink from Chrome store and it's promoted, you know, on autopilot. I don't do anything, you know, and I built a side project in one day and also deployed it, you know, shared it with people liked it. And you can do this kind of side project marketing. I don't know how to call it, you know, but just building stuff and sharing with people. But I also like writing, so for me, you don't see from me a lot of this, you know, like projects because I love to write. But you can see a lot of posts I do. Yeah, so
Nice. And if we look at your product right now, it's 800 and something customers. Do you have like, we don't have to go into like exact percentages, but like if there was a pie chart of where these people came from, is it SEO? Is it your X account? Is it organic content? Is it paid ads? How is your marketing pie chart looking right now?
I just checked it for this month yesterday. And currently it's 50-50, but what's 50? 50 is SEO. And here I also include ChatGPT, you know, AI, all this Claude, Grok, all this stuff, and Google. And 50 is a lot of different channels, you know, like social media also. I do marketing on social media. You can see my posts I think it's pretty clear where I do marketing and where I post about my life or some thoughts. Actually, every time I talk about my product, it's marketing, you know, so I don't hide it, I'm pretty open about it. So, and people do come from X, and here, and also people come from LinkedIn, I saw some I saw some customers from YouTube, and I decided to record videos, and already done one. We'll try to do a few more, but it's a pretty busy week for me. And but also in SEO, if you take, for example, Google or ChatGPT, let's say Google, for example, if I even see that a lot of customers coming from Google, it's still pretty hard to tell exactly where did they come from, because sometimes people see you on X, they see your product name, and then they Google it, and then they enter your website and you see it like from Google, but it was actually from X. It's so hard to attribute and to know for like I but you still have some indicators, For example, if somebody visited a free tool from Google, yes, it's probably not because of X, because like I post something. If I didn't post about free tools and somebody came from Google because of free tools, yes, it's probably from they just Googled it, So I see SEO, but for me it's a combination. And also recently I realized, what, you need to diversify in marketing channels. Of course you need to double down on what works, and if X works for you, double down on it, promote more, and so on. Find ways to get more traffic from that, yes. But also, I was pretty good at Google, but now I see that, okay, maybe it's not the future. I don't know. Maybe ChatGPT will be the future. So Google will go down. I need to think about ChatGPT and so on. And stuff is always changing. Now you have AI agents using your product, and you need to think, oh, maybe I need to adapt something for that, So you need to have, and you need to be ready that sometimes maybe some of the market channels will be closed, for you, for some reasons. I don't know, maybe some competitor will come and will just dominate it by buying ads. I don't know. They will do a better product, something, Sometimes you can just lose, and so it's better to have many channels and diversify among them. So yes, it's, I try to invest a little bit in everything, I was pretty active on SEO. I was investing a lot in it, and it gave me a lot of results. But I also try to be active on social media. I try to build integrations with different products. I try to record videos now, and a lot of different stuff, whenever, as I told you before, when you love your product and what you do, it's kind of natural for you just to talk about it everywhere, so it's,
I agree. I agree. For example, the biggest problem for us was most of our customers were coming from just word of mouth, right? I do a good job for you, and you're so happy that you go tell a friend. And a lot of these people are well connected, and they always have someone who needs something similar, right? If you're building an app, you probably know 10 more founders that you're in contact with, right? And that's how we got most of our customers, because I was more into operations of the business, and because it was working, right? We always had new customers, and we were growing and all that. But then there comes a period where 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, no new customers, because you don't have any other channel other than word of mouth. And word of mouth is important, it needs to be good, and it also gives you feedback, hey, you're actually doing a good job, because no one would risk their reputation by recommending you if you're not good, right? But that comes to an end. So you always, like you said, okay, you have to diversify, right? So I started on LinkedIn, I'm doing this podcast, I'm doing some on X, and it all just kind of helps. I'm doing outreach as well. So you need to have different strategies in place, because always one can die out for a couple of months, forever, and you need to be ready for it. Don't be like me. Be ready. Yeah.
yes. I love your approach now. And actually, I see that podcast, if you can, like, it feels for me like a heavy investing, But if you can catch specific audience, like founders, and since you're helping founders, yes, and It might be a good fit actually, but I don't know how hard it's to bootstrap a podcast. I tried once actually, but it was really hard. It's so hard to do
It
it.
is hard.
So respect to you.
Thank you. It is hard, but for me, I didn't start it just because I want to get customers with this. Like there are, I call it like I have a lot of reasons for starting this. First of all, I'm not natural on camera. Like I'm weird, I'm quirky. My English is not my main language, like yours, right? It's awkward,
Yeah.
right? So I want to improve myself. I want to step outside of comfort zone, do something new, do something I'm scared of. That's first thing. Second thing is I'm actually speaking to my customers. Like you are ideal profile of my customer. So I learn something from you, right? I see, oh, this is why he would, okay, you are a solo founder, so maybe not the perfect fit, but still, like I see how founders think, I see how founders work, I learn and I adapt my business based on it. And third, like you said, I love business. And if I could spend my whole day talking about business, I would, right? Literally, like I love talking about
Yes.
strategies, what we can
Yes.
do, and I love to learn from people. And I learned a bunch from you today, right? It's just fun for me. So that's why it's
Yeah.
not hard. Like I actually enjoy this conversation. And then fourth, of course, this is a trust builder. When someone comes to my website, oh, this guy has a podcast. Click on the podcast. Oh, it's an hour and a half or hour, whatever we speak for, where they can watch me speak. They can connect my face to my business and
Yeah.
see this guy actually has some good thoughts. He has good guests, good questions, whatever it is, right? But it builds trust. And then
Yeah.
fifth, like we have shorts and stuff like that go, we get some good views on YouTube, on Spotify and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which again is a good marketing. Honestly,
Yeah.
I never got a customer who saw a podcast and became a customer, but I had customers who say, oh, I had my friend Ilya, he's an amazing developer, one of the best I ever known, much better than I. Uh, so he was a guest on my podcast and we were speaking about how he chooses projects because he's a really good engineer. What can founders do to attract engineers and stuff like that? And one founder that works now with us said, watched that video, you were amazing, Ilya is great, like I want to hire you guys. Like he kind of came from other source, but then saw a podcast and it kind of helped him make a decision, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's like 4 or 5 reasons that I have for doing this. So it's easy for me. It's really not hard because I love speaking to people like you.
Yes. It actually confirms kind of what I said earlier. Yes, about
Yes.
like find a
Yeah.
marketing channel that fits you the best. Yes. I see it. I see. I agree with
Yeah.
you. Everything you said, like 100%. Yes, agree. Cool.
Yeah. Thanks. My hardest part is writing. Like I'm bad at it. But I'm trying. Again, now that I have this podcast, that was one challenge. Next challenge is post on LinkedIn, post on X. Actually, I did a lot of posting with AI, like you said, and that doesn't work. Like, you can use it to help you, but you need to write your own things. But I'm working on it. So yeah, it's work in progress.
I think actually people see when you use AI for writing, yes.
Yeah.
And it actually might destroy your credibility, So I wouldn't use it. But it's okay to use it for grammar checks, to fix sentences. I think there is no problem. When people join social media, I think people, one of the mistakes people do, like I'm not an expert on this, yes, but what I see, they try to post a lot of posts, yes. But if I join now, for example, I would try probably to write only one post, and then to keep it on my feed, so that people see it when they go to my profile. One very good post, like my really honest thoughts about something I really like you can, like a lot of stuff you share now on this podcast. I learn about a lot of stuff you share, and it's actually would be really interesting to read about that, But it depends, of course, on your, passions and how you prefer to do it. But if you can write like one post and keep it for 1 week, and then let's say to maybe reply in your niche to connect to people, and it might work actually much better than just posting like just some posts like AI generated content even. I think it works actually much better because people see, oh, okay, he has an experience, he shares his thoughts, his, like, I don't know how people see it, yes, but I see it. I actually really easy to follow people who share their own thoughts, to people who share their experience, to people, like, it doesn't matter if they post every day or every week or so on, yes, but one of the ways to discover people, like how I notice people, also follow them and connect to them, is like when they reply in this niche, like when they talk to other founders, you see them in the replies, or they reply to you, then you see, oh, okay, they gave some interesting, valuable reply, and you see, wow, I want to check their profile. And then you open their profile, wait a second, they're building a business, interesting, okay. They have this one post, okay, they don't post often, that's cool, they don't spam a lot, So maybe
Yeah.
I can, I will try to watch them and see if that's an interesting person to follow, and to connect with and so on. So maybe it helps, I don't know. Yes,
It does.
that's
Yeah, because like I'm guilty as charged here. Like literally, like I it's not my domain per se, right? It's not something I'm naturally good at. It's not something um I'm not like I wouldn't be like, let me think of this. I wouldn't work through my day and then, oh, this is something I might post about, so let me write it down, right? This is not me, right? I'm more like go, 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 right? So this is it. I will take this experiment and actually try it for a couple of months, like one or two quality posts a week that actually I wrote, no AI flop, and I'll report back to you. Like I'm taking this to heart and trying it out for sure.
Oh, good luck, man. Good luck, man. Share with me
Yeah.
something. I can give you feedback. No problem. Yes.
Oh,
So
that would be amazing. Yeah,
it,
that
it,
would be amazing.
I will tell you honestly what I think about it and if I like it or not.
Please
Maybe it
do.
helps. Yes.
It
But
does, it does. Yeah.
so, but there is, I think there is a philosophical question in there. If should you double down on what works for you, or should you try to compensate your weak sides? Like some people, like if you can be really good at podcasting, maybe you should only do that, and
Yeah.
like to improve that every day and tune. With every podcast, you will get you will improve something and it will get better and better, or spend this time on something
Mhm.
secondary that you don't feel like a natural fit for you. But it's a philosophical question. I don't
It's
I
a
don't
good
know.
question. It's a good question. The problem, like, what I'm thinking is, okay, I record this podcast and we are like for an hour here, hour and a half, depending, right? And it just makes sense to now take this conversation, sum it up in some posts and post it, right? And it helps with a couple of things. First, I digest it better because I need to read through our transcript. I need to remember things we talked about. And then I need to put in the words, write it down. So it helps as well digest it, but also repurpose it. Then it's not just an hour and a half for a podcast and preparation. I do a lot of preparation. I research you. I saw you were on a lot of podcasts. I was through your Twitter. Like a lot of different things come into this. It's not just an hour and a half. So why not repurpose some of it and make, because it's a good content. Like I think people will love this podcast from you because you share some amazing philosophical things. We talked about a lot of business stuff. You gave a great
Thank
advice,
you, thank
right?
you.
So I want more people to see it. And like you said, me, I like watching videos. You might like reading. So it would be, we would be doing a disservice to the audience if this wasn't in different formats, right? If that makes sense.
Yes, yes, yes. It makes sense. Yes, it makes sense. Yes, it makes actually, like kind of, for example, I don't like videos maybe to record videos, but now I see more and more I didn't like, let's say more correctly.
Mhm.
But now I started to talk to people. I didn't go to podcasts in the beginning, but then I started, what? Maybe I should try to talk to people and to see how it works. I was afraid of my English accent, like how I speak, how I look, about all that. But then I realized, what? If I don't like, if I don't do it, if I will never get better. I will never improve, like the same as it was with the product. And now I realized, what? because I don't have this, like all this nice setup, and I have this specific English accent, I need to compensate with some insights, with some content, so it's like kind of, it made me think maybe I should do a YouTube channel also to get, also to go to other guys and, all, and also to go to other podcasts, talking and so on. So yes, it's very, and it also could, expand kind of marketing,
Mm-hmm.
as a side effect, for the product.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it stays there all forever, right? The videos, like the posts do as well, but videos especially on YouTube and
Yes,
stuff like that, people, it resurfaces, right? It
yes,
just, we had recently a short that had like um, just 30, 40 views, something like that. And I was like, oh, this is like it was a bad short. And a couple of days ago, like views spiked, and I'm like, where are all these views coming from? And the short went from, I don't know, 20 views to a couple thousand views, and I'm like,
oh,
oh, okay,
oh,
yeah. So, and it was like old short, so it's not like it doesn't, even if it fails initially, it fails, like it never fails. Even 20 people, imagine 20 people in the room watching your stuff like that still.
yes,
For me,
yes.
it's a lot, right? And then,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
yeah, it's forever living, if that makes sense. It's there,
Yes,
up there,
yes,
and you
yes.
can always, yeah,
Yes, I see it. Also, and people also see you, like as is, like how you talk, what you think. Like there's, because when I write, I do a lot of editing,
yeah,
like I think how to combine. I love this, I love this. It's like coding for me, like I change sentences. I sometimes write some post, and then I just shuffle sentences and see if it makes sense. Like if I change the sentences that way, like I love this stuff, and then I edit it, I remove, check all typos, grammars, and it feels all and boring and perfect, and in a sense, like I mean, like stylistically, yes, not about the
yeah,
content, yes. So it's, and but when you talk, like you have a lot of mistakes. You're real. You think people see how you think, because you cannot. I cannot take a pause for 10 minutes and think about something. So yes, it's interesting. It's and it can build a connection, probably with people.
it
Like
can, yeah.
yes, interesting.
And also, like you said, this is also a specific way of doing things. Like this is not this won't be edited video. Like we remove couple of things, and like it's the whole conversation is just there. So like you
Yes,
said, I made mistakes, you made mistakes, but that's good, right? People love that,
yes,
people connect to that. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can't be perfect, and it shouldn't be.
yes,
And I agree with that. Yeah.
yes.
What would you, before we wrap up, I want to like get a couple of quick advice from you, right? What would you tell someone who is engineer right now and thinking about quitting their job to build something solo? You said you wouldn't do it again like you did it, right?
Yes,
You would do
yes,
it, especially now with AI. It's a bit different than 5 years ago when you were doing it. How
yes.
can someone approach? Should they stay at their job, utilize AI to build something, promote it, get some traction, then quit, or like what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's a good question. I really don't like to give advice. I- but it's because, like whenever I think about it in the past, I see how my brain rewires my memories and how it rebuilds what I
Yeah, it's
think
different.
about.
Mm.
Yes, like, so when I think about the past, it's not what it was, it's what I think now about it, and it's pretty different. So, and also, it's hard without knowing the context, like
Of the
how
part, of
people.
course.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, but let's say, but I can talk about myself.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
talk what
What
I.
would you do right now?
Yes,
Let's
what
say
I
you
would do.
are working somewhere right now. There is no
Yes,
screenshot
yes,
one. You're
yes.
working somewhere and you have this urge and you know you can build something, but you're afraid, right? You're afraid.
Yes. I would probably not quit a job and not start a business, Partially a joke sometimes. Sometimes I think like I worked so hard at all these jobs, you know. I really invested a lot of my heart, my soul, my brain into all this and building and helping. And now I feel like get if I if I get back to these jobs, it would be a vacation for me compared to business, you know?
Yes.
Like really, sometimes I tell my wife, you know what? I just need to sell my business and to go for some job and just to have kind of vacation, you know, to restore my energy and so on. So yes, what I would do if I really wanted to start a business, I think I would consider really like if you can shift to maybe 4 days a week, or maybe if you can switch to contracting, like it's pretty like it also depends if you have family, kids, you know, all that and so on. And because for me it didn't work working in the evenings, you know, and like I was just reading books in the evenings. Like I didn't have any energy to work in the evenings, and sometimes I was staying at jobs in the evenings to work, so it couldn't work. But what worked for me for real, it was when I had contracting. I actually worked something like 2 days per week or 3 days per week, and then I worked 3 days on my product, like
Mm-hmm.
100% without thinking about contract. And you know, and I was switching when I work on the contracting project. I was only think about it 100%. So it was really easy to switch when I had fully dedicated days. Then, but it's kind of my configuration of the brain maybe. So I would try to find full working days. Maybe it can be Saturday for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know people. I have friends, founder friends, who did succeed to build something on the side while working, but they sacrificed a lot. They sacrificed a lot of health, a lot of weekends, a lot of free time, you know, sometimes with kids, sometimes meeting friends and so on. It was a huge sacrifice, and it still barely works for them. And I see that, but the moment I see they have now paying customers, but it goes slow. So if they quit the job fully, I see it would probably like skyrocket their growth and their product development. So maybe it's kind of an answer. If you're ready to sacrifice a lot of stuff in order to build your project on the side and try to see if you can get the first paying customer, then maybe do it that way. And then if you have, I don't know, 10 customers, something, then jump all in on it, you know. But if you can find dedicated days for that, it would be much, much better, I think. And if you could quit a job and have some runaway, of course it's the best thing, but still you will have like, it depends on how people perceive money. I don't think like I'm pretty I feel pretty, you know, fine losing money, and I consider myself as a person who kind of doesn't care about money. I care about money, but not like it's not the main thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And still, I almost felt like a mental breakdowns, you know, like losing money every month because like you don't deliver anything, and it pressures you. You do dumb decisions, you know. So it's pretty hard. I don't know if I answered, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good. I like the answer. I like the part because I like the part where you say try to find some contracting things that you can. I agree with context switching. That's like
yes,
really very few people are good at it. I'm not. Like if
yes,
I'm working on something, just leave me. Like for example, my mornings are the best for me. So from 6 to 10, no one is here. I don't care, right? I
yes,
work on my stuff that I need to do. I need to do outreach. I need to do this, build the business. Then we switch the context. Then I'm more with employees, on clients and stuff like that. Then we switch the context, and then I'm on content or whatever it is, right? And even it is, I need to do it throughout the day because I have people that rely on me. But if I could, I would just take a day, just do this, and don't touch anything else. So I think that's a good advice. And I have crazy story here as well. So how my fiance and I started. So I was fresh out of college, like I'm 21 years old. I got my
Oh,
bachelor's.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I got
Your
my
business is your
bachelor's.
first job.
Yeah, no, it's
Wow.
not. So this is like I just finished college and I was in my my university had this deal with an agency here in Croatia, where they had this free course, React.js course. And a lot of people applied there. 30 of us got in, and I was one of three best there. And out of us three, two of us got job in that agency. They employed us. And I was there for like 6 or 7 months, and I was thrown into fire immediately. Old project, old code base, senior left after a month. I've never touched backend, and I was full stack there, like literally fresh out of college. It was insane. And like after 6 months, I'm like, why? So it was an agency, right? They were building products, and I'm like, I was so stupid back then, but I'm like, I can do this. Why would I work for them if I can do this on my own? It was so simple, right? They get a project, they build it, they ship it, they maintain it, and that's it. And I'm like, okay, it's a good idea to quit that and just all in everything, right? But it's good because I'm 21. My fiancée is like at that time 19, whatever. We don't have kids. We don't have like we cheap rent, whatever it is, right? It was really easy. We didn't have anyone else rely. It was about like two of us.
Yes.
And the worst is go back to parents, live for a couple of months, right? It's nothing.
Yes.
Maybe that helped, but it was like after 6 months, I'm like, I know this business now. Let's start it, right? And
Yes.
in hindsight, it was good decision. Because okay, we are working now, it's going amazing, we are growing, whatever. But I would do it so much differently. Like
Of course. I
it's like
think yes, 100%.
we didn't know anything. Like I'm this
Yes.
21-year-old, stupid as
Yes.
hell. Like what? Like you think you know everything. Like it's so yeah. It's a funny story. Like it was tough. Like we started smaller stuff and it was good. It was good. We never
Yes.
and there was month where there is no money coming in. What do we do now, right? But it really depends on the person. I think you're right. Like I would
Yes.
never advise someone to do what I did. That was insane. But
Yes.
also, it's a good position. Like early, really young, it doesn't really matter that much. If you have
Yes.
kids, if you have family, if you have someone relying on you, like
Yes.
you need to be more careful, of course.
Yes. It creates some pressure, like it creates pressure, and yes, it's actually pretty cool experience you had. Interesting. But I
Yeah,
agree I agree 100% with you that starting from zero, like it would be it's just like
too
I
hard.
would yes yes
Yeah,
it was oh yes
yeah,
I relate to you. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And I think like I don't think there is a harder like this might be like I don't know if this is do I want to say this? So I don't think there is a
Hmm.
one of the hardest jobs for sure is being an entrepreneur, like 100%, because there are so many fires you have to distinguish, right? You need to kill, you need to make sure you are growing, especially if you have people that rely on you. Like we have employees here, we need to make sure. I think it's truly one of the hardest jobs to do.
Interesting thought. Maybe, but I think we went pretty philosophical in this podcast, so I will continue this line. So uh, maybe yes, maybe not, because it depends. It depends on the person. Like
Mhm.
for
100%.
you, like once you get through the, let's say death valley, like when you start and you have like zero customers, nothing, and you don't have this experience, you don't understand what is marketing, what is product, like what services you deliver, it's pretty tough. It's like you go, it's not like
It's all
hiking.
uphill.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's uphill actually, like
Yeah.
90 degree, so it's pretty hard, yes. But once you get through that, it gets easier with time. Maybe actually you need to still, to move the angle a little bit, how to say it, like how to, like if it gets easy, maybe you should tune it a little bit
Yeah.
more to still feel the challenge. But but it seems like, some people take it easier, some people take it harder, and let's say if you go now to 9 to 5 job, you will probably feel that it's a hard job, for
I
you.
wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah.
Yes,
Let me rephrase that. Yeah.
yes, yes,
I would never do anything else but this.
yes,
100%.
yes, yes,
Even
yes,
though it is hard at times. But
yes,
it
yes, yes,
also, I don't think there is, again, depends on the person. Like if you're a firefighter and you save someone, I don't think there is anything more rewarding than that, right?
yes,
Like
yes,
this also can be a lot rewarding a lot. Like
yes,
in financial sense, in a sense of I have employees that I'm providing for,
yes,
in a
yes,
sense of clients, I'm helping them build stuff. So I don't think
yes,
also there are
yes,
few things that are maybe more rewarding than that, like as
yes,
well. And then
yes,
again, depends on who you are and what you like and what you
yes,
strive
yes,
for.
yes.
But I would never do anything else but this. And like you said, if I had to go back to my old agency job, or I was also a waiter when I was in college, if I had to go back to that, I would crumble for sure.
I
Or
like
I
it.
need
Yes,
some adjusting to do for sure.
yes. I,
But
I,
you're
I
right.
yes. I thought about this recently, I would probably be a better employee. I don't like if, maybe something happens and I will need to have a job, yes. I feel that I will be a better employee because now I understand founders, like now
Mhm.
I will not be so arrogant, like
Yes,
telling we need to do X, we need to do Y. Like I will like these people, I will respect them a lot in a sense that, like they know what they're doing. It feels, like sometimes where you're a software engineer, you're working and there, like their founders talking something about marketing, about money and so on. You think, oh,
it's
they
like
don't like, they don't know what they do, like I know better. How can you like, it's so dumb. It was so dumb to think that way, it's arrogant and dumb. And like now I see, okay, like I would try to give the maximum value to the company I work, and to help it like to prosper. Like actually I worked that way before, but I didn't like I didn't have any strategy. It just was the way I worked, But now I understand why it matters, and you need to bother less some people, you need to bother more some people, So it's yes, it's very interesting. Yes, but I agree with you. Like currently, I feel that entrepreneurship is the best fit for me, and it seems for you. Yes, so it's a job where you can build it the way you want. Like
yeah.
yes,
And
yes,
whatever, like you're solo, I have a team. You can hire someone tomorrow. You don't have to
yeah,
like it all the like it. What I like about it, I don't have to go to my boss and ask, "Can I do this?" Right?
yes,
I can
yes,
just
yes,
do it.
yes,
I can
yes,
just do it. And if
yes,
it fails, I can't go to my boss, "Hey, you're," or to my like it's me. Like I'm
yes,
responsible
yes,
if something fails. I'm like me and the team are responsible if something is good. So it's really that sense of I don't want to say freedom, but
autonomy maybe. I like this
yes,
word. Yes, yes,
yes, yes, yeah.
yes,
I like that part for sure. And if like you
yes,
said, if
yes.
I have to go back and not have that, I think that's the best. That's the biggest part I would miss.
Yes, it will be hard. Yes, I agree with you. It will be hard. Maybe I will still be arguing with many people. Maybe, Now, now,
Yeah,
now when you said that this, I realized if I see something that doesn't work and customers want X, but people are building Y, and there is some miscommunication, I would probably intervene and, and ask, you know what, we need to fix that. I feel we need to fix that because it bothers me, and I
yep.
want us to succeed.
Yeah, and for example, I appreciate that as someone who leads developers and who like I like devs that do that and that tell me no, like that's not the right way to go.
Yes, yes,
Especially
yes.
in the domains that they are better than me. They are better engineers than me, right? They are
Yes,
better at some of these things, and they
yes,
are more into the product than I am because they are every day, all day into it. So I appreciate people that do that for
yes,
sure.
yes, yes. Agree with you. Yes. If it feels for me like I had contractors and I really like to work with them, and I worked with a developer the same like you say. The guy was like 10x better than me, you know. And I was just learning, you know. I was just learning, and I really liked this experience. It just, but later, you know, it became like I didn't have probably kind of features, and I wanted to save money, and I wanted to rethink how I work, you know. So I decided to pause this connection for a while. Yes, maybe I will return to it. Maybe I will hire somebody again, and so on. But if I want to hire, now I feel, wow, you need to hire people like I worked with this developer, like super smart, like suggests a lot of stuff, you know, super experienced. Like you actually like when people say that AI will replace engineers, maybe some engineers, I don't know, but
Already did replace some, 100%.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
But
yes,
but you're right. Like it will really be tough for AI. We'll have smaller teams for sure, but still, that
yes,
core guy needs to be, like you said, super smart,
yes,
shouldn't be afraid of speaking his mind. Like that's the biggest
yes,
part we are looking at is that. Like,
yes, yes,
will he challenge me? Is he really excited about the project? Because they need to
yes,
be. They
yes,
need to be excited about what they are building. Are they communicating well? Will they tell me, yeah, I can build it in 2 days, even though they know it will take 5 days, 10 days, because they feel
yes,
pressure of me wanting it now, or client more than
yes,
me,
yes, yes,
right? They need to be able to communicate, stand behind what they do, and challenge and just say, why are we
yes,
building this
yes,
feature?
yes,
They just need, well, what we do a lot. People come with us with MVP, and they say, I need this. And I'm like, okay, we can build you all that, but let's stop for a second. Let's build you first this core. What's
yes,
the core
yes,
feature? We find it, we build that, we ship, they start promoting, and we build in the background. Because a lot of founders fall in that trap of, um, hey, I need this huge product. And a lot of agencies just tell them yes because they see money, right? It's, oh,
yes,
we'll
yes,
work on this
yes,
for the
yes,
next 6 months. And then
yes,
6 months go by, and 6 months go by, they build 10 features, they start to promote it, no one comes. Or people come, but only use this one little thing that was the most important.
yes, yes, yes.
So it's really, you need someone who will push back. That's the,
Wow.
yeah.
Yes, it's so cool that you understand this kind of a product, you know, for a founder. It's so cool. You're pretty deep in this and pretty experienced. I feel that, you know,
We, we
because I
have,
saw agencies. I mean, I saw agencies like you say that. Like I see also this incentive for agency, like just theoretically, you know, like build more features, keep building, 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 building. But what you say is much more aligned with the founder, and it might work perfect long term, you know, because if they succeed, you will succeed. You want them to win, you know.
yes. And
So
you
yeah,
know why we are, like, we have founders that we are working for last 2 years. Can you imagine that? Like, we started our relation 2 years ago. For sure, there are cheaper ways for them to go. For sure, there are, I don't know, 10 people that reach out for them daily, but they
yeah,
still keep it us because we were there from the beginning. And I wasn't like, I don't know, like a lot of agencies, like it's a murky waters. Like you need to be careful. And I'm
yeah,
aligned with the founders because if their product succeeds, I have a
yes,
long-term relationship, and
yes,
they will
yes,
tell their friends. I will get more clients from that. Like it's
yeah.
really win-win situation. So I'm
One
really,
more, yes,
yeah, I'm really aligned with the product. That's why we have these product leads or
yeah,
whatever you call them. They're still technical. I'm one of these leads where it's not just about building, dev is doing the building, but we are also thinking about,
yes.
is it the right thing to build? Is it the time for it to
Wow,
build?
so cool, so
Yeah.
cool. Yes, you know, it's you might laugh maybe, I don't know, but it's the same for product, you know. It's I want my customers to win. I want them to succeed,
Yes.
and whatever I can do for that, that will strengthen our relationship long term, you know. So it's almost like it's probably about business, you know. Like you want your partners to succeed, you know. Like that's it, you know. Like it's pretty simple. And if you if you align yourself if you align yourself with the I will try to build more features to make more money. Maybe we'll make more money short term, but if they don't launch the product, if it fails, if their customers don't love their product, it will be a short term relationship. Like, I don't know. It's maybe it's interesting for some people, yes, but
Yeah,
but I believe
agreed.
your approach will work long term. Wow, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much, man.
Okay.
This was amazing conversation. We have to do it again sometimes for sure. This was really
Yes.
nice.
Well,
Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your insights. This was really, really fun. If you have some links, like your X, your website, you can share whatever you want here. I will plug it in down in the description as well. So yeah, feel free to do that.
thank you, Ariel. Thank you. It was pretty cool conversation. You made me think about a few things. I will take I will take some time, to write them down. I really enjoyed this. Thank you for having me.